All right, so I've taken all the still photos of the exterior with an emphasis on the body panels. And what I do is I check that when I'm back at my desk to see how consistent the body gaps are. Also used a tape measure between the cabin and the bed to check the measurement there. And on these trucks, it's common where I've seen where they've been hit and some work has been done. So I'm going to go ahead and move in on here now. Just do some paint measurements here. So we're going to see if it's original paintwork, if there's any signs of Bondo. This meter here measures in the thousandths of an inch, so we're looking at 2 thousandths of an inch. 2,000, 3.5. Obviously, it's going to be a little higher because this is where the decals were at. 3.0. I still need to check all the lights. The grill looks like it's in good shape. Didn't see any signs of impact damage. Chrome still looks decent, and as well as the lenses. So we got a reading of 1 thousandth of an inch. And 1. Cowl looks decent. I mean, other than needing paint work. When I look at the glass area, the trim, it's a little beat up there. But the glass itself, I don't see any signs of chips, cracks, or delamination. I pulled back this dash here to get the VIN number, but I'm going again with my portable phone and take a picture just in case that didn't come out. Here's here's a view of the roof line. I'm just taking measurements here just to make sure nobody jumped on it and it's been repaired at one time because we know the paint's really gone. Outside mirrors nicely secured. Let's get some fender readings here. 1.5 thousandths of an inch, 1.5, 1 thousandth of an inch, and 1.5. Here we just see some impact damage here to the rear of the area, and then an Audi here on the bed. There's a small dent here on this lower portion of there. What I like to do is open and close the doors as well to make sure it doesn't drop. Right, looks good, and the door closes solid. Okay. Looking at the rear window here, good. I still have to get in there and check it. You can see there's an outline here where they probably had a camper at one time, and then again the lines look pretty solid as far as the gaps. An Audi here, I think I already pointed out already. 2.5, 3.5. 2 thousandths of an inch, just a couple of Audis here, and then I look at the bed. Okay. That's pretty good. All right, and I've already opened and closed the tailgate. Right, hinges in good shape. Here are the inner jambs, good. Right, so I mean this is a great example of. For a restoration or even to enjoy as is, right? Okay, good. And moving on here. So again, just some more Audis there. Audis meaning outward dent. 1, 2. I left this open a little bit because it was a little bit of a challenge to open this. Let me try it again. So let's try that again. There we go. So just know that a little bit of effort in there just to get that opened up. Again, panels look good. All right, here's another view of the gap. And then a view of the top side. I like doing these videos as well because it gives me the opportunity to review it, just in case there's something that I may have not caught during the physical inspection process. 3. And then it's dented here, but it looks like all this stuff is workable. I don't like to say that, absolute, but it looks like it can be done, right? And still salvage the parts. This might get a little tough. This might be a little difficult because it's a brake line or swage line. Typically, that's kind of hard to work, but given a talented craftsman, they might be able to pull it off. 1.5, 1.5, 2.5, good. Another view of the windshield here, and the outside mirror, good shape. Let's open and close this door. Okay, nice. Oh, beautiful. All right, and I don't see it drop at all. Right. One of the interior. I've already taken all the still photos of the underside, so what I typically do is I just do a video, especially when it's on a rack like this, and we'll just do a quick little walkthrough underneath. Just moving in towards the right front of the vehicle. Just I like to shake things, and not too much. I don't want to knock it off the rack there, but I always like to give the wheels a nice little spin. Not seeing any side-to-side play, so that's pretty good. The bushings look decent here. they are drying up now. So so you know about that. Let's do a quick little view of the wheel well, and there's gonna be times where I'm not saying anything, so that way just capture video here. Right side here, don't see any signs of impact damage on the frame there, so looks good. This is just light surface rust, also known as this cosmetic rust. Not an issue. That can all get cleaned up. Bushings here all dried up, so we know at some point all that stuff's going to need to get addressed if we decide to take it to the next level. Again, on the right side, this is a quick shot of the wheel well. Oops. Okay, looking pretty solid. And then same here, bushings or boots torn. When I give it a nice little shake, not getting any side-to-side play, and then let's do the quick little spin, and pretty solid there. Okay, box there, and let's get the front view. Okay. All right, moving on. Good. Spin around here a little bit. Okay, I always like to take a look at the calipers. I don't see any signs of any leaks down here. There is wetness going on there. View of the engine. Okay, just a little wetness over there. Okay. Well, I'm just mention something about the hoses. So if you decide that you're going to drive it, I would definitely get some new hoses. It feels pretty stiff now, so definitely do that. And then it's going to need belts as well. You can see the cracking right there. They're getting pretty bad. So definitely belts and hoses. And then just a little bit of wetness there, but doesn't seem too significant there. Right. Don't see any leaks coming from the transmission. Good. And then just getting as many shots as I can. So I started doing these videos because when I do the still photos, I found that there's something that I would like to see more of as a result of viewing the pictures, and usually this really helps out because the video I do is so general, but it covers a lot. Cat is good, no noises in there. Again, just a nice solid example. Really nice, especially when you consider the age. Okay, the wheel well. Okay, and differential. Again, bushings all dried up. And let's give the wheel a spin. Just a little bit of side by side play, but nothing excessive. So something to add to your little punch list there. Okay. Mud flaps. All right, and that's the underside. So from here on in, we're going to drop the car and start the top side inspection. Okay. So before we lowered the car, I had Kenny test the 4x4 operation free spinning this way. We'll test it here on the rack, then obviously we'll do it under load as well. But this is a great way to just verify everything. And then we'll make sure that the light engagement's on there. There it is there. Okay. And then we can see the rear wheel spinning. All right. Okay, moving on. I'm gonna go ahead and do the startup while running the video as well. Before we move forward, odometer is at 199,461. Let's see here, and then as soon as we leave the cabin area, we'll walk back. We'll take a look at the exhaust, see if there's any smoke coming out, and then work our way towards the engine bay, and we'll check for any abnormal noises. There we go. Okay. Check to make sure all the indicator lights come on as well. And I've already verified that the 4-wheel drive light comes on. And here we go. Okay. And just a little rough there. Took a little bit more cranks than what I was expecting, but we'll just let it idle for a little bit. Fuel gauge is just above the empty mark, and then we'll keep an eye on the temperature gauge, and we'll see if that moves at all. Okay. And let's walk away so the idle's a little better. And making our way towards the rear. Okay, looking at the exhaust here. Looks pretty clean. Don't see any signs of black smoke, blue smoke, or gray or white, so that's good. No condensation, which I wasn't expecting any. It's pretty dry around here. Okay. And let's take a quick look underneath. Make sure I don't see any smoke coming out of a hole or something. Okay, it looks good. And walking our way back to the engine bay area. All right. So I always like to take a shot of the underside of the hood. It looks like it's got the original stickers. I was looking for a date of some sort, but I didn't see it, but I'll review it later with the pictures. I don't see any wrinkling or anything, so it looks like it's damage free. I always get a shot of the firewall, and then I get the plate as well with the numbers on there. Okay. Firewall again looks pretty clean. Inner fender well area, and then didn't see any signs of leaking coming from the master cylinder. Like pretty dry. The booster is good, and the clutch clutch master reservoir looks good. All right, fluid will probably need to get exchanged at some point. It was looking a little muddy there. And engine bay area. As far as doing the compression test, it's not going to be an option here. There is a little bit more going on than what I originally thought. But so far it's idling well. I'm not picking up on any misfires. Taking a look at the pulleys. I always like to capture those. I don't see any wobbling. So it looks pretty good, and I'm not hearing any bearing noise. So this upper radiator hose is a little softer, but you can see just a little bit of mushrooming there. So if you do the lower one, it's just best to do them all, right? I think let's try to check the radiator without it blowing up on me here. All right, so looks like we're running water there, but I don't see any signs of cross contamination or any bubbling, indicating a blown head gasket or some internal engine failure. All right, so it's looking pretty good. Checked the oil already. Dipstick reading was pretty low, but there was enough oil for me to look at the condition. Again, I didn't see any signs of cross contamination. Just dirty. Okay. Always like to capture the battery tray area. Sometimes acid leaks from these. So again, looks pretty good. And what I like what Kenny did is he kept this vehicle in its natural state, right? He didn't steam clean, he didn't wash, didn't do any armor all. So we're seeing it as pure as they come. So it's kind of nice. All right. And do a couple more peeks here. All right. Get on the underside in here a little bit. And let's see if I can get the accelerator here and rev it up a little bit. Okay, a little bit of a misfire there. All right. And back to regular idle. Kenny locking down the left side, and then we can see that the right side is spinning. And then he's gonna lock down the front. And there we go. Operation verified. Just want to give you a quick snippet that I am verifying the 4x4 under load. So that's in low. So stop. And high. Faster. And also check the parking brake. It does hold the car from moving when the vehicle is engaged. And that's going to conclude the rest of the inspection. And head back and give back the car, our truck. I've already driven the truck a couple of miles already, and what I'll do is I'll go through some of the operational steps here on the video, and then we'll move on. All right, so temperature's about halfway. So in talking to Kenny, says when it's cold, the needle doesn't sit all the way to the far left, so it's off by 1/8. So it's always going to show a little hotter than what it actually is on the temperature gauge. But I did the I used the temp gauge that I have to get a reading, and I think it's around 122 to 130 something, I believe. But I have it on a still photo, so you can see that. Oil pressure. This is going to be around 2,500 RPMs. Okay, got some decent oil pressure. Volts gauge is operating. Couldn't get the radio to work, but the AC was blowing cold and the heater operation worked. Cigarette lighter filament, this kind of pops right back out again. I verified the operation of the windshield wipers, and as far as the fluid, I can hear the pump going, but nothing's coming out, but I do hear the pump. And then I've already checked the horn, that all works. Window crank's in good shape. Sun risers is still intact, right? This is a little brutal, so I don't want to mess with them too much. And what else? Okay, so here we go. I went through all the gears already. There was no grinding. It engaged well. Right. Clutch has got a nice feel to it. It was a little soft in the beginning, but as I drive it, it's nice and firm. Okay, and let's go ahead and move on. Okay, so here we go. First gear, and I'll drive it kind of hard. So, first gear. So when I look out the mirror at first, get my big arm out of the way, I saw some smoke coming out. It's kind of hard to tell what the color is. But it was puffing, but then it cleared up. So even though we didn't do the compression check, if you decide that you want to move forward with this, I'd probably see if Kenny can do a compression check for you, because I'm thinking that maybe the engine's got some life on it. But the acceleration's good, clutch good, drive straight. I have my hands off the wheel right now. And when I step on the brakes as well, which I'll do as soon as this car passes. So it's just veering a little bit to the right because of the crowning, but I'll go ahead and step on the brake now. And here we go. So it stops pretty straight. And let's go ahead and rev a little bit. First, second, third. The car is bucking a little bit, but I think it's my driving. Fourth. And it's going to fifth. That's fifth. So I don't think the speedometer is working properly, because I feel like we're going a lot faster than the speed that's posted right now. And what I'll do is when I finish this portion of the road test, I'm going to switch over applications that gives me the actual miles per hour via satellite. So I'm going to shut down the video here, but that's the road test.